Okay, good morning. I'm going to treat you to some more of my internal monologue today um, because I'm still working on this paper and I had questions that I had not answered. And I thought I would just do it, pardon me, on video, taking advantage of my need to think out loud. And it's not the same just talking into the air. I've tried that. I really do need you, your imagined presence or your real presence, but I know there's an audience. And because I know that someone is listening, it keeps me as truthful as I can possibly be. And it keeps me away from exaggerating. But when I'm talking to myself, I get carried away. I do. And I exaggerate or I get caught up in the feelings of the moment of what I'm saying. And even if it is true, I doubt myself, right? So accountability is a big thing for me. It really helps me and you keep me accountable and honest. So for this paper, I am asking about, so this is the ultimate methodology for my self-study. So this is a section of the paper. And of course, not everything that I say I'm going to write, but I need to say it out loud in a mixed up way so that I can organize my thoughts later. All right. And what I did was asked myself a bunch of questions. And okay, here's the question that I want to answer today. What does my identity have to do with the pragmatic concerns of daily life? I can translate that to an even simpler question. What does being me have to do with anything in my life? My identity, right? What are the multiple roles in my life and what does it mean to be me, to me? All right, so those are the sub questions. So, what does my identity have to do with my life? And I had to think about this a lot because what comes to my mind immediately um, is my work. And I guess my identity has been wrapped up in my work. Um, Even my mothering is my work. So caring for others is my work. And my identity is in my mind as long as I am able to care for others as a teacher or an educator or as a mother, then I know who I am and I know what to do in my day. What are my responsibilities? What actions do I need to take? Not just the feelings that I have, but what do I do with those feelings? How do I express them? And how do I manage my choices throughout day to day life? Right. And if the answer is always, well, I'm a teacher, so I have to do X, Y, and Z, and then I do X, Y, and Z, I feel like I am a good teacher. And same with the mothering. And that's why it's been so hard on me to become disabled because there are many tasks, practical things that I cannot do without too much sacrifice, right? I can do the tasks, but it causes me pain. And so I have to decide how much pain is enough versus being a good mother. Yeah, how much pain is enough? And that's a screwed up thought, like I don't want any pain, but I do want to be a good mother. But if a good mother doesn't do anything towards mothering, then am I still a mother? Right? Like I have the title, of mother, right? But if I don't do mothering, then what kind of mothering am I giving? And so, what does it mean to me to do mothering, to give care, to provide an example? I am working on that. Um, I'm thinking it through, and I think that the example part is it's a thought that helps me, it comforts me. I feel like I can set an example and my kids, can decide for themselves what parts of my personality suit them and that they might want to echo in their own, or that might resonate with them in their own budding personalities, you know. My identity has a lot to do with my practical daily life. And when I was a teacher and I felt like I couldn't teach the way that I wanted to, um, I gave it up. I gave it up because I wasn't doing it properly. But maybe that wasn't necessary, you see, because there are accommodations that can be made. Um, I just never imagined myself as a disabled teacher, and I wasn't able to think through the details of how would I be a disabled early childhood educator? Like, how would I actually go about it? You know, I wouldn't be able to pick up the children. I wouldn't be able to sit on the floor with them. I would need to have proper seating for myself, and I would be seated most of the time. Um, but that means I wouldn't be able to really run into conflict situations and get down to their level and be eye to eye and help them resolve the conflicts peacefully and constructively. Um, so that would limit the age group that I was able to work with, you know? And because my degree uh, really qualifies me to work with 5 and under, then my disability means that I have to work with like 6 and up. And it's just really difficult. I couldn't imagine how to do it. So there's an opening there. If I wanted to go work with children again, I was thinking about becoming a play therapist. Um, and I was also thinking about volunteering at the children's library, because that's another skill that I have is reading to children in a dialogic way, questioning and answering and having a conversation about the book and then animating the characters with voices and things. You know, like I'm good at it and I'm engaging and entertaining, and I'm also able to help them learn, you know. So those are two ways that I would be able to work with children again if I had the overall stamina, like even seated. Like today, I'm very stiff because I've been driving every day my son back and forth to his program. That's just specifically to keep his anxiety down because it's almost his birthday. His birthday's tomorrow, and his anxiety is also really high, and he was refusing to go to his program. So I decided to drive him and get him some treats on the way there and treats on the way home and all that, right? And so, like, doing that costs me, and that's my mothering role. It costs me. I am stiff and in pain. But it's not just because of the driving, it's also because of the heat. We've been in a heat wave, and I haven't been able to sleep well, right? So it's like multiple things pile up in the environment around me and affect how my disability manifests. But a job is like you have to show up every day. Even a part-time job, you have to show up at specific times when you're supposed to. Mothering is one of those things that you can't just decide, like, today I am taking the day off. It doesn't work that way, you know? So, yeah, I'm still a mother even though I'm disabled, but I have lost my work capacity. I am too disabled to work in that full time, always on, never takes a day off kind of way. Maybe there's another way. But that's what it has to do with my concerns of daily life. My identity tells me what to do. And when I can't do it, I lose my identity. And that's weird. It leaves me feeling like I don't know what to do with myself. All right, so that's that question. Tomorrow I will answer another question. And that one will be how I am engaged politically, socially, and personally with others. How am I engaged in the world with people? All right. And then the next question after that I'm going to vlog about, is there a difference between being and acting in the world? Is being always agentic, like an action? Just by being alive, I am breathing, I am heart beating, I am doing thoughts, right? So I will answer those questions on other days. Now I'm going to rewatch my video to figure out what it is that I just said. Thank you for listening to my vlogging, talking out loud, figuring out what I think. I really appreciate it. Bye now.